What's up, dudes? I'm the Dominicator, also known as Master Dominic, and in this video I'm going to hypnotize you not to feel any shame when acting out on all of the suggestions that I give you. As in all of my videos, you will be asked to leave a comment at the end while hypnotized, so go ahead and log into an account that you can use for that. Mute any distractions and continue when you're ready to get hypnotized. Alright, dudes, just look at the pocket watch in front of you, and as you look at the pocket watch, the more that you do, the more that you feel a wonderfully mind-melting feeling as it sways back and forth. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, each and every word just feels like a wonderfully mind-melting feeling, a wonderful wave of pleasantness that just washes over you as you begin to take in nice and even and deep breaths. It just feels so good, a wonderful feeling of the cool and clean air coming into you. And a feeling of all of the toxins just being breathed out of you. Something that just feels so good about just breathing in nice and cool and clean air. Feeling the air that you exhale. As you breathe it out, it just feels as if you are breathing out all of the stress and tension in your body. And the more that you just listen to the sound of my voice, the more that you can feel that wonderful, warm, and masculine, dominant tone and texture. And that just wraps around your mind and your body. It's just like a blanket. But the more that you feel that, then the better that you feel. The more that you feel a wonderful, warm, and masculine, dominant feeling that just begins to circle around you and around your mind. And a kind of heaviness that drips and drops down onto the surface of your mind and just begins to melt away your thoughts. There's something that just begins to melt away your thoughts. And there's something about it that just feels so good. And at the same time, it melts away any and all of the feelings of shame that you might feel and that you might bear. And there's a distinct feeling that you have, a kind of self-consciousness. But as you just listen to the sound of my voice, the more that you do, the more that it just seems to wash that away. It just seems to wash it away with each and every word and with each and every single swing of the pocket watch. And there's something about it instead that just has a good feeling about it, that just has a pleasant feeling about it. And the more that you think of it, and the more that you feel it, that you experience it, then the better that it feels to just follow along with the sound of my voice, and with my suggestions, and the better that it feels. And the less that there is any kind of feeling of shame at all. And the more that you have that good and that positive feeling, then the more that it just makes you want to continue listening, then it just makes you want to continue going down and dropping down into an even deeper and more relaxed state, just to see how far that you can go and how good that you can feel. And in a moment then, when I snap my fingers in, then you'll go down even further, even more, just allowing yourself just to collapse even further into an even deeper and more relaxed state, and just feeling even more and taking in even more of that wonderfully pleasant and happy feeling. And as you do, and as you feel that wonderfully pleasant and happy feeling, a wonderfully relaxed feeling that just washes over you, well, the more that you do, the more that the mind learns and the brain learns that it's a good thing to do and a good place to be in. And when I click my fingers together and I say the word sleep, then you'll just collapse down to that state. And there's something that will just feel so good about that. So good about just relaxing and just letting go and just taking in, feeling all that wonderful and pleasant feeling. Now then, just sleep. And just allow yourself just to collapse down. And just to drop down, to sink down, to snap down into that even deeper and more relaxed and passive state. Then the more that you do, the more that you feel. And all those bad feelings of shame, they just evaporate away. They just evaporate away with the sound of my voice. It just feels as if wonderful rays of the sun are just shining down on top of those feelings of shame, that they're just evaporating away. And they're just fading away and floating away. The more that they do, the more that you feel a feeling, in fact, a pride for just following along the sound of my voice. But even more so, whenever you follow a suggestion I give you, is whenever you follow a suggestion, you just have such a good and happy, a nice feeling about you. It just feels so good. There's something about it that just feels so good, and that just makes you feel even better than if you hadn't done it. There's something that just makes it feel so much better than if you hadn't followed it. And that good feeling that just feeds into itself even more and more with each and every single word, with each and every single passing moment, and with each and every single suggestion I give you. In fact, it's just as if with each and every single passing moment that you are following the suggestions I'm giving you, that you're listening to the sound of my voice. Because of that just gives you a feeling, a good and positive feeling. A good and positive feeling of a kind of pride. That just makes you feel so good. But it feels even better whenever you take in commands, whenever you feel the full force of that awesome, wonderful, warm, and masculine dominance. Well, the more that you feel that, the more that you're reminded of that wonderful, warm, and masculine, dominant presence. And the sound of my voice then just seems to encircle you. And just seems to wrap around your mind. It seems to squeeze away any kinds of thoughts, cares, and worries, stresses, or tensions. Well, that just feels so good. It just feels so good, and just following the suggestions I give you, and even taking in the commands that I give you, but even better to obey them. There's an even better feeling. An even better feeling of even more of a pride for just wanting to follow and to obey those commands. Well, that just feels so good. That just feels so good, and it just makes you feel like such a good boy. The more that you feel that, the better and better that you feel. The better that you feel, the better that you feel, and the more that it reminds you of that awesome and powerful, dominant male authority figure. And that wonderful, awesome tone and texture of the sound of my voice, the presence of a coach, a mentor, a master. Well, that just feels so good, that word master. It just feels so good, and just knowing that you have such a powerful and dominant master to just follow and to obey. It just gives you and fills you with a feeling of pride. You can feel it just pouring into you with each and every single passing moment, with each and every single word, each and every single passing moment, each and every single word, each and every single command, each and every single suggestion. The more that it happens, the better and better that you feel. The better that you feel, and the more that it just makes you want to, even more so, take in, receive commands and suggestions. It just makes you want to, even more so, to follow any and all of the silly suggestions that I give you. In fact, you have a kind of yearning and a desire to want to seek out those things that would ordinarily cause you shame, but whenever you try them, whenever you just take in and soak in that awesome, wonderful, warm, and masculine, dominant sound and tone and texture of my voice, it just washes away all the shame that you feel. And you can even imagine doing things like barking. You can imagine being turned and morphed, twisted, and shaped into an animal, a monkey, a dog, a chicken, no matter what it is. And as you imagine it, there's something, a feeling of pride that you have for following and for obeying those suggestions. There's something about it that just makes you feel so good. The feeling of shame is replaced by a feeling of pride, and that feeling of pride just makes you feel so good. It just makes you want to do it. You feel a drawing and pulling and a magnetic force, a kind of feeling that draws you and that pulls you into it, and before you know it, then you're just doing it. And it just feels so good, so much better than you thought it would. So much better than you thought it would, and gives you and fills you with such a good and awesome and powerful feeling of pride, and a kind of happiness, a submissive feeling for your master, the awesome, powerful, dominant male authority figure who presides over you, commands you, and who dominates you. That just feels so good, having a master to follow and to obey. It just feels so good that it just makes you want to, even more so, and just submit to those commands, just submit to those suggestions. And so there is a kind of feeling, a kind of curiosity you have. You wonder about all the videos that you haven't tried that you want to watch, and things that you could imagine doing or that you couldn't have imagined doing before, but now they have a feeling, a draw, pull, a kind of magnetism about them. It just makes you want to. It just makes you want to even more so take in, to receive the commands of such a powerful, dominant master. The more that you do, and the better and better that you feel, the closer that you get to it, the better that you feel, the more that you anticipate it, the more that, in fact, you yearn for it, that you desire it. And the more of a draw that it has, the better that it feels. In fact, there is something about even the act of the humiliating commands. They no longer are humiliating. Instead, they fill you with such a gleeful, positive, kind of crazy energy and excitement and enthusiasm. Something that just makes you want to even more so do them. They are becoming so silly to think about. They fill you with a giddiness, and they fill you with such a lightness that it just makes you want to do it even more. It just makes you want to do it even more. Just to follow and to obey the commands, the suggestions I give you. As you do, the more you do, the better and better that you feel as your mind just relaxes, as you just let go. And it's something that you desire, that just fills you and compels you with a drive. So much that whenever I count you up very soon, and you'll leave a comment for me that says, "Yes, master, please humiliate me, master." You leave a comment that says, "Yes, master, please humiliate me, master." And that will begin to become the truth as you seek out those things, those videos, as you turn, morph, and twist into those things, as you bark like a loyal dog for your master. But the more that you do, the more that you feel that awesome, that wonderful, happy, submissive feeling to me, to your master. That just feels so good. That just feels so good. It becomes exactly what you want to do, just to let go of all of the shame, just to be even more so dominated, be even more so humiliated by your master. That the more that you are, the better and better that you feel. The better that you feel as you feel and experience a feeling of pride for being turned and morphed and twisted into even more of a toy for your master. Well, that just feels so good. It just feels so good and just makes you feel like such a good boy. The more that you do it, the better and better that you feel. The more that you feel your mind just relax, the more that you feel that wonderful and mind-melting feeling that just causes all of your thoughts and cares and worries just to melt away, to drip away and drop down onto the body, to form a fuel and an energy for your body, just to fall and to obey the commands of your master. Well, the more that you do that, the better and better that you feel. The better that you feel as you'll come up soon into a wonderfully have awake and have a sleep state, in which you'll leave that comment that says, "Yes, master, please humiliate me, master." And as you leave that comment, then you'll feel a wonderfully happy, giddy, and gleeful feeling that will direct you to all of the silly and wonderful videos that I've created for you. And now soon I'll count from 1 to 5, and as I do, then you'll feel a lifting, rising, floating feeling that will take you back up to the waking world, and you feel and experience that wonderful, happy feeling and anticipation, excitement for whatever is ahead of you now. Beginning with 1, as you feel the beginning of that lifting, rising, floating feeling, just feels so good. 2, coming up even more. And 3, already halfway there, just feeling so great now. 4, almost all the way back up now. And 5, eyes open and awake, my dude. Alright, check out Dominicator.com to schedule a session with me to get hypnotized, and check out my digital downloads. Check you later, dudes.